Oh yeah, so in 10th grade, man, tell me how life changes right there, man, because I know, things was kind of different right there.
No, yeah. I switched over to continuation school.
Yeah,
And that's when I met you back
yeah.
in those days at the continuation school, and it was good because you got to learn at your own pace. You know what I mean? And everybody was in the same boat. You know what I mean? We was all we all messed up, man. We was all trying to get back on.
So is this around the time you got into the graffiti?
Yeah, for sure. I was transitioning from the skateboarding into the graffiti, the skateboarding and the biking, and into the graffiti for sure.
Okay, so like when you first got into the graffiti, like what were you tagging, and how do you get into that? Because
Damn,
it's
yeah, I had a lot. I had a lot of names though, because I was always trying to find names people didn't have, but then they would have them, so then I have to change my name again. So it took me a while. But yeah, my first name was like, I ain't gonna lie. When I was young, I used to tag my name Josh on on the roofs and everything, and I was
yeah,
like, yeah, that wasn't smart. But
yeah. I
yeah,
know a
man,
lot of I know a lot of us tagged our
yeah,
names, man.
I was tagging my real name, so yeah, that wasn't smart. But then yeah, no, I transitioned, blew up, started writing like it was like intro or something.
Okay.
But then yeah, someone else had it, so I changed it. And these are like 15, 16, you know what I mean? Going up as I got older, I just changed it more. And I finally ended up on like banks and shit.
Okay, so when did the tagging crews and moving with the tagging? Because I know back in those days, it was heavily influenced with
For
tagging
sure.
crews.
Tagging, hip hop, all that. And I was getting into it deeper after I was getting older, you know what I mean?
So when did the graffiti start? Like you tagging on the walls and all that stuff with spray paint and stuff.
Heavy, like
Yeah, heavy.
ninth, 10th grade for sure. But I always been writing on shit my whole life though, for sure.
And when do you feel like the beef, like the fights and all the yeah? What grade do
That
you
shit
think
was
that
getting
was around?
serious. About the same time,
Yeah.
10th,
Okay.
10th grade. Because it was getting worse and worse every
Now
year.
tell me about a couple of those situations that you've been through and you've seen, because it was a lot of violence back then. Let me know a couple of the situations that you've seen, because
Shit,
you
we
know.
be at school sometimes and there be tagging crews surrounding the whole school waiting for fools. Because our school was like a known tagging school, like, because it was an art school and I was an artist. Yeah, we are all artists. Like, and there was a lot of taggers go there. That was like the word on the streets, like where all the writers was at. So everybody was there. So anything was bound to happen. People was pulling up, surrounding the schools, waiting for kids to get out. People were crying, scared to come out of school. And I was like, damn, shit's getting serious. And I was knee deep in it, but I was from like another crew. So we wasn't fucking with everybody, but we was. But nobody was at, no one was messing with me like that at the school. Like,
So how was it? How was it? So you seen like a lot of violence. Did you ever see anybody get beat up or anything like that
yeah, for
over
sure.
tagging?
For sure.
Give me a
Uh,
situation, man.
in the middle of class, some food got fired on in the middle of class just because he's, you know what I mean? Supposedly from another crew or from another hood or wherever he's from. But yeah, they sneaked him right in the middle of class. Pop, 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 pop. And there was no police at our school. It was like a continuation school for like jail kids and shit. You know what I mean? Or kids that are, you know what I mean, dropping out and shit.
So would you consider like
So
those?
yeah, it got violent. Like teachers was getting beat up, like for sure.
So would you consider those times growing up like would you consider those gangs back in those days? Like would you consider the
For
tagging crews
sure, because
gangs?
it got worse as we grew. Like we went from tagging to gang banging. Like, and I was like, damn, I can't get caught too deep in this. But that's all I was around. That's all my homies were. So I was kind of affiliated, but I was cool with everybody. So it's like I could move different. I could move how I want to move because everybody messed with me like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So I feel it.
Because
So
I've been around. Like I said, I grew up out east side. I grew up out north side. I grew up out central. So it's like, but I grew up out central more than all that shit. Like
all right. So tell me when you first got into your first tagging crew. You know what I mean? How was that
at
experience
first, I
like?
was rolling solo. First of all, it was our crew, me and you and homie. Remember, we started our own crew. That was our
Albert.
first crew. Yeah, Albert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then from there, you know what I'm saying. After you got kicked out, everybody started separating. Albert was straightening out. I was trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And you was already gone. You know what I mean? You just got sent out to like something fire school or some shit. Like, cause you was acting up. So like, I had to figure it out on my own. So I was like, join the crew with the little homies and kept pushing, like you said, and then it got worse. Like as I got older, because the fuck, I inherited all the beef that was they was having, and I was older, you know what I mean? So I really have to be on front line and really be walking through the streets, really checking fools, hitting fools up. Like, it was really pushing the line where I stayed. Like,